Alrighty, guys, what is going on? My name is Tubby. We're talking WWE 2K15 here. I've not been able to really do this or get my thoughts on about this. Once it was announced that WWE 2K15 was delayed on next gen, I saw a lot of people complaining, a lot of people making a big deal out of it for various reasons. And I think one of the biggest things that I would have to say when other games get developed, especially big, name brand games, especially NBA Live 14 was the big one, or NBA Live 15, they said, they pushed it back 3 or 4 weeks. And the big consensus was, what in the hell can they do in 3 or 4 weeks' time that would be a reason to end up delaying the game? And, I've been thinking about this. At first, I was pretty bummed about the next generation game getting delayed. I'm not going to lie. The first time I heard it, I thought, okay, this is bad. And there was a lot of speculation, rumors about why the things were delayed, from rumors about CM Punk, not being able to be in the game and suing. And that's right after he went through the thing with WWE about his likeness. And then they basically dropped all his merchandise from the store. Everything went to $2.99. That's when they had the best in the Blu-ray DVD for virtually all off. And then all the merchandise the next week was completely gone. And then that's when the delay was somewhat announced. And the big thing about that is I don't necessarily think it's tied to CM Punk because he is in the old generation game, so there's really not too much they could remove from the next generation game into the new gen, because of the fact that, the only real difference is the My Player, because Showcase is still in there. But I think at first I was really disappointed. Face first goes Roman Reigns into that steel ladder. At first I was disappointed in the fact that, okay, it's delayed for the simple fact that, I just want to play the game. From, last generation PS3 to PS4 or Xbox to Xbox One, I've gotten so pumped up, and it's looking so much better this time around, and how much, there is actual improvement to the game, that I was actually like, oh no, we have to, go to the old console first. It's like, I don't want to play the old console. I don't want to play the old version. I want the updated graphics. I want the next mode. And I was going back in time and thinking about it, though, and, especially MLB 14 was the big one. They were the one that came out, and, they had the next gen release about a month later, a couple weeks later, and they had the PS3 version release on its normal release date. And, the one thing I noticed from playing that game is that, well, a lot of the modes were the same, unlike, NBA that went in and did a lot of cutscenes and, the whole My Player mode that got rebuffed completely. MLB pretty much went the same thing. They just had a lot better updated graphics, better stands, better crowds, etc. And that's one of the, the variations of games, just like NHL, that the delay went into, updating the graphics, the looks, and everything. And I actually noticed quite a bit of an improvement, from the PS3 version. And, when I was thinking about going into NBA and MLB and all the other games that are next-gen this year, that it's their first time being on next-gen. NHL was the one that, didn't go next-gen last year. And this year, the graphics look great, but the modes went on to sacrifice. And this year, we're getting a huge graphic update in 2K15, and the question is, will the modes lack? And from what we've seen so far, no. There's been some rumors about Story Designer getting taken out and whatnot, and I'm a little worried about that, because if that one does happen, I could be in a little bit of trouble. But as far as delaying it on the console goes, I'm all for seeing what's actually improved. When it was first announced that it was delayed, I'm not going to lie, I got pretty bummed out. I was like, oh no, now I have to wait 3 more damn weeks. But then now we have 3 more weeks where we get to go on and, buy it on the old console. Now, for YouTubers, and I'll be honest here, from a straight standpoint of making videos and exploring what's different about the games and showcasing things, having 2 versions of the game come out on 2 different dates is kind of like a godsend. It really is. You get double the videos, which the only problem into that is if the showcases are the same and it's, the different mode about My Player and then the graphics and then some of the finishers from the new version, is it going to be weird to play it on the old one? That maybe some of that stuff didn't make it in. Maybe all the motion captures, the 5 times new animations that didn't make it into the old copy, is it going to be weird to play them without? And I think, unlike a lot of games that have, restrictions on, what's in the previous year's games, what's in the new year's, I think this is one example of finally getting, 2 generations of a WWE game, that we're going to see some noticeable differences and things that separate it apart from a lot of the other sports games. Because, in my player, you are limited to a finite number of, voices you can get, because you're not going to be able to, if you think about how many NBA superstars there are so many different superstars to get, voice intros or voice stories for any of them are pretty much going to be impossible. You have, your 1 or 2 players per team that give the real voices, etc. But then when it comes to the actual my player stuff, you're pretty limited. Unless you get into WWE, and WWE provides for a lot of these opportunities, and I think that's what we're going to see in this, Xbox 360 to next-gen console release, is we're going to see a lot of these different things. And I have to be honest with you, when I first heard it was delayed, I was pretty pissed off. I was like, well, there goes my fall, and, I say that just because, it is my new, it's that time frame of the year where we get a new release game. It's pretty much all what my audience wants to see. The hype is there, and then you push it back 3 weeks. You're in this position where we haven't been in before. They haven't delayed a WWE game in a long time, but I think it's the right strategy. So for a lot of the people that are coming to me, asking me my thoughts on WWE delaying WWE 2K15, I actually think it's a good thing. And here's why I'll say that. And I know some people are going to be pretty upset with me. They may have some feelings on this, because for some people, they won't be able to buy both copies of the game. And I get that, and for that, I'm sorry. It does truly suck that for some people, you're going to go back in and you're basically going to be stuck with either the old game or the next gen. Because even me, I don't have money for an Xbox One right now. So I'm going to be on PS4, even though every other generation of the game, I've always played it on 360, and I've always gone to PS3 later on, except this console, because this is when I got it first. And I think with everything that is going on to the next 2K15, I think the delay will be more than worth it. I think by showcasing off, the versions of 2K15 and then being able to upgrade to 2K15 on the next gen, I'm all for it. Now, it would be kind of cool, because in other games, that have versions, it would be kind of cool if your progress and everything could carry up to the next version, which I don't know if it would, but I think that would be a huge integration. Other titles like Call of Duty, they're able to do that, where they keep your progress and your progression. Now, as far as going up to the modes like 2K Showcase, I don't necessarily think it would work, but for just going through certain things, it would definitely be worth it. As far as progression for unlocks goes, I might want to keep those things in the generation, but going from, the PS3 to Xbox, I think at least for those first 3 weeks, where we'll all be on the previous generation consoles, I think it's a good thing for those people that are still on the old gen, because for a couple weeks you'll get, the exclusivity of going on and everybody's going to be on your console. There's going to be a lot more people active compared to if they had launched on the next gen. There'd probably be a lot of people active on, the next generation of consoles, but the old gen would pretty much just be, left in the dark, because with all the, the improvements coming to the next generation, I'm still interested to see what 2K, being in the first year at the helm, what they can do. Let's see if they can actually maximize out, this version of WWE. Because everybody had always said on the previous generations, everything was maxed out, including myself, said everything was maxed out on the previous console. I still think it is. I want to see the upgrades. I want to see, what's different. And I'm all for them coming out at different times, different, versions of the console. I'm excited for it. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on it. What you think about the consoles being released on 2 different dates, the 28th and then the 18th. What are your thoughts on it? Are you going to get both versions of the game? Are you going to get it on only one console? Are you going to come in like a wrecking ball, and are you going to try to be the guy that gets it on both consoles and defeats everybody? I want to know your guys' thoughts, opinions, comments, everything about the game. With the delay, how's it going to affect you? Are you going to play one console more than the other? I know for me specifically, until I at least get an Xbox One, because the PS4 system is just a horrible invite system. My plans for right now will be to get it on Xbox 360, most likely to play until it releases on PS4, and then if I don't get an Xbox One, I'll get it on PS4, and then we'll be playing from there. So for those of you guys that are on Xbox that want to play with me, I will be getting it on Xbox before PS3, and then I'll be getting it on PS4 before Xbox One, because I won't have the Xbox One as of yet. So that is my plans. That's what I'm, my thoughts are on the delay, because I've seen a lot of people that have gotten angry over the delay. Me, I'm okay with it. I want to see what the old generation of the console has in store for it compared to the next gen, because it's the first time we're getting the next gen. There's a lot more improvements. I'm excited, and I want to see what those improvements end up being. My only worry, with those improvements is some of the guys on the old console might get stuck and, have to play a game that, unfortunately, they may not be the biggest fan of, because they all want to get into that newer stuff, the new graphics, the new My Player. I think that's what a lot of people want to see. They want to anticipate. And me personally, I have no problem with the delay. So 2K, I don't see the delay as anything more than, I think it's smart. I think the game should have released in 2 separate windows. I think they should have shown off the old version versus the new version, because unlike, other games, there's a big variation. Being able to have My Player in this one versus being able to have My Player in previous games, I think that's just a huge step. So I want to know what your guys' thoughts, opinions on it, and the game being delayed. The 3-week delay, are you just going to wait for the next generation console to come out? Are you going to get it now? What are you going to do? Let me know in the comment section below. Roman Reigns with a spear on Brock Lesnar as he takes him out. That's going to be all she wrote. 1, 2. Cena's able to break it up at 2. Holy crap. Holy shit. Holy shit, John Cena. Now they're double teaming Roman Reigns, trying to go after the young gun. Why it's a triple threat in Mania, I have no idea. I have no idea why this happened, just like I think a lot of people had no idea why the delays happened. It'll be interesting to see if we get any actual real information why the game was delayed. If it was me, I would just look at it as a simple justification of, let's let both copies sell. As, wow, Cena's trying to steal a roll-up pin on both of us there. Trying to steal one away from Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. As Cena gets taken out, Roman sending Brock Lesnar over the top. There he goes. Running STO. Uh-oh, Roman, I think he's calling for the end. Roman, whoo. Big running 4 elbow to the face. As he's waiting for Brock Lesnar to come in the ring. Oh, Cena catches them with his press. Oh, man, I like how the video went to Edward, because I thought the video was going to be over, and then it's like oncoming traffic. It just continues to go and go whenever you're trying to... Oh, wow! He threw me right into those steel steps, which I fell over. And allowed him to capitalize. Now Roman on the outside of the ring trying to get some... let's just pretend we're laid out. And it's just Cena and Brock Lesnar. They're fighting. Roman's nowhere to be found. Turn around, Brock! Brock gets hit. Roman is just taking out everybody. Come on, somebody get up. Somebody get up and turn around. Turn around, damn it. Are they both still out? There we go. Superman punch. Go for a spear, but he stole it. 1, 2, 3. Brock stole it. Brock stole it. My God. Brock did it. Brock did it. Anyway, until next time, guys. WWE 2K15. What do you think about it being delayed? And until next time, we will see you all later.